Macho Mandalorian is here! Oh, yeah!
Hey guys, Django Fett here, hunting down games, comics, TV shows, movies, and more. And Warcraft the movie is the newest movie inspired by a video game. And you guys know how they tend to be. But I have to say, this is definitely the best of the bunch when it comes to video game adaptations. By far the best I have ever seen. That might be not saying much compared to other video game movies out there, but to me, that's saying a lot. Now, this movie is directed by Duncan Jones. I've never seen any of his previous films, but he's the one who's helming the film. And this movie, the story behind this movie, is much more than what the trailers say they are. They simplify it, but it's much more complicated than you can say it is, because the trailers are deceiving. They're really deceiving. They really show like, oh, the orcs and the humans are gonna unite and they're gonna collide against the orcs or something. It's much more than that. It's a bit more complicated than you can understand. And for other people, that's why there's a major complaint with the film. But anyway, the story is centered around the game Warcraft 1 and bits and pieces of Warcraft 2. So this movie is centered for both the WoW fan base and the old hardcore fan base with the real-time strategy game. So it's made for both of those fan bases, so it works very well. When I say it's based off Warcraft 1, the orcs have invaded Azeroth, which is the human homeworld. Human and dwarf and elf, they're part of the Alliance, and the orcs come out through the portal because their homeworld is dying, and before they go to the homeworld, they are infected with this fell energy, which grants them immense strength, just more vicious, and just tenacity towards their foe. They just go all out and crazy, and they're just more brutal than ever before. So they're green. They used to be like orange skin, but as soon as they took in this fell energy, it became like this all green skin orc that you've known from countless times. So the orcs go through the portal, but there is one orc chieftain that stands against them, and that's Duratan. And he doesn't like what the other orc chieftain is doing, and wants to rebel against him. So he wants to enlist the aid of the humans, and the humans have their own storyline. So it's a bit more complicated than you can say it is. But if you played Warcraft 1, or you understand the story of the Guardian and all of these things going on with Warcraft, you read the books, you played the games, then you will love this movie. As for everyone else, I am sorry to say this isn't the movie for you, but you'll still have a good time watching it nonetheless. It's not going to be a bad experience for you, but you're going to still really enjoy the film. So let's talk about the pros. The orc storyline is definitely the best by far. It also focuses on the humans with Lothar. Lothar is decent, but the rest of the human characters not so much. The orc storyline is the best by far, with Duratan, the main character, and his partner as well, and his best friend Ogrim Doomhammer. His storyline is fantastic. Duratan is played by Toby Kebbell. He's phenomenal. He is one of the best motion capture actors in the business. Probably second to Andy Serkis in my opinion, but he is great in this movie. Fantastic as this orc leader you could get behind. And the other orc chieftain is Gul'dan, and he is this evil sorcerer that uses this fell energy, this demon energy, for his own gain, and he is a phenomenal villain. A great villain in this movie. He is played by Daniel Wu, and he embodies Gul'dan perfectly. This is one badass villain. He is one evil SOB without a doubt. His look and just the way he hunches over, he is one evil son of a gun. And the orc animation, the animation for the orcs, the CGI, the motion capture is phenomenal. Each and every orc looks completely different from one another, and they look so real and lifelike. The CGI is just so great for this film. It works so freaking well. And the action helps with that too. The orc animation, when they collide with their hammers, their swords with the humans, and just them fighting in general is just phenomenal to watch. It just gives me goosebumps when watching it. And the setting is just great. It nails the atmosphere of the Warcraft lore perfectly. Every little structure, every little unit, the orc unit, human unit, it nails it down perfectly. Even the icons as well. Everything is like from the WoW video game, the RTS. Everything is directly from the video game, and I love that a lot. I appreciate seeing that in films, and with video game movies, they do hints of that, and that's what I have a problem with. They do hints of that, bits and pieces here and there. But this movie is just filled to the brim with Easter eggs and just perfect setting. The other video game movies tend to be their own thing, but I respect this movie for trying to be the same as the original setting, and it works so well. I know I keep shifting over here, but I want to emphasize the pops, so I keep blocking the way, but I want to show you guys the pops. So I always try to find the perfect setting. A little bit more. There you go. Perfect setting right now. And this movie is just made for hardcore Warcraft fans, without a doubt. This is just a Warcraft fan's wet dream. I mean, seriously, I'm a huge Warcraft fan, not with the WoW crap. Original RTS game, real-time strategy game with Warcraft 3, and it got me into the lore. I read the books, so I understand the lore pretty well with this movie. So I got everything, down well. Though there is a problem with that, and I'll get to that later. This is just made for hardcore Warcraft fans, and if you love Warcraft, you love the setting, you've played the game, you've got an idea what Warcraft is, you're gonna love this movie, absolutely, without a doubt. Now the bad. I wrote a couple of these down, and first off, the forced romance. There's a romance in this movie, unfortunately, and there's a romance between Garona, the half-orc, half-human, and Lothar. Completely forced, and didn't need to be in the movie. It was bad. It was just a really bad relationship. It did not work in this film. They caress with one another, and then they're instantly lovers the next minute. That's not how romance works. The writers, they need to get it right next time. Just don't have romance in general in a Warcraft film, okay? It's Warcraft, not Lovecraft, okay? So make it with more war, less with the lovey-dovey bullshit, okay? Come on. And then there are some transitions, as well as some plot holes. A few plot holes that are pretty major that they did not address at all. People who are not Warcraft fans they're just gonna be mad at this film for not addressing. And then the human characters, the human storyline is not very good. Lothar, I liked him towards the end. In the beginning, he was just not that interesting. It's just the human characters. The rest of the human characters was just not that good. Khadgar is decent. I liked Khadgar. And Medivh is alright. But for the most part, the rest of the human characters that were mentioned in the movie, pretty boring. And nothing compared to the orc storyline. The orc storyline, the characters, I just love seeing all the different orcs. Now, I will say that this movie is not made for people who have problems with movies not addressing, whole plot points. For people who know nothing about Warcraft, this is going to be troublesome for you, because you're not going to get anything from this film. You're little bits and pieces, but you're probably not going to get the gist of the whole film. This movie is made for hardcore Warcraft fans, but for the regular moviegoers, unfortunately, this isn't the movie for you. If you have a problem with them not addressing a lot of things, then you're going to have a problem with this film. So I recommend you look into the lore, and then you'll have a better idea. If you're willing to overlook these things, these major things, and willing to enjoy a film as it is, just a good action film, then you're gonna love this film. This movie just shocked me how great it was. I thought it was gonna be much more simpler than it was in the trailers, but it's a much more complicated story, just like Warcraft 1. Pretty much Warcraft 1 in a nutshell. And it's just such great fan service, and I want to see more sequels down the works, and hopefully they address these issues with just making it more down to earth, make it more to people who just don't understand Warcraft, and explain it to them. Absolutely, just explain it to these people, because they're not gonna get it. Average moviegoer is where most of your money is going to be coming from. when it comes to most movies nowadays. So if you're not marketed towards them, then you're gonna have a problem with the making money whatsoever. Fortunately, you made a lot of money from China, and they're a big video game fan base there. So fortunately, they have that, and there will be a Warcraft 2, which I'm so excited for. Hopefully, they base it off Warcraft 2, and when they have Warcraft 3, oh boy, base it off the Warcraft 3 video game. Oh my god, that would be amazing with the Burning Legion. Oh my god, oh man, I would love that with a passion. So for me, Warcraft gets a surprising This is one great movie. I absolutely love this film. And to me, this is my second favorite film of this year so far. First it's Civil War, and then it's Warcraft. Even though I gave Deadpool a higher score, I love this movie a lot more. I had more fun watching this film as a huge Warcraft fan. I'm looking forward to the sequels. I'm dying for those. I'd love to see those. And hopefully StarCraft has their own movie franchise in the future as well. Though they do have to fix some things if they want to set up for that. They have to market it very well. They have to make sure it's a movie that is not so complicated that the average moviegoer goes to, because that's why most moviegoers are having problems with it. And I have to say, Rotten Tomatoes is dead wrong about this film. They're dead wrong about this film. And all the critics are saying like bad things about the film. That's because they're not explaining things within this film. This film, to me, if you don't know anything about Warcraft, you're going to have a lot of fun watching this film. I absolutely had a lot of fun watching it, and I highly recommend you go to your theater right now and watch this film. I guarantee you will not be disappointed. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to please like and comment down below. Tell me what you think of the Warcraft movie. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Django Fett, and I'll see you, my fellow Mandalorian brothers and sisters, next time. Oh, yeah!